Hi, welcome back to Momma and Just Momma Talk Show. So today we are treating an amazing topic, very insightful for first-time mothers. If you're a first-time mother, this is for you. So the topic actually is referred to as first-time mama experience in the motherhood series, and we have Mrs. Gbotemi Babatunde with her amazing and energetic son, Samuel. Samuel, say hello. Say hello to the viewers. Say hi. He's gentle, but hey, Samuel is he's a very bubbly somebody. Okay, so let's delve into the topic, Mrs. Gbotemi.
Okay.
Could you share with us your first time motherhood experience?
Okay, so I will start with pregnancy. Pregnancy was a totally different experience for me, something I'd never felt before. You'd hear about, I was reading about so many things and hearing about, other people's experiences. But mine was different. I didn't have the vomiting, the nauseous and morning sickness and all. But for me, it was sleepless nights. I had a lot of sleepless nights during pregnancy. And during pregnancy, there was a little bit of complications here and there. But we pulled through. God held us through the process, and we're grateful.
Yeah. So I actually decided to feature you in this topic because I was really inspired. Actually, viewers, one thing first time mothers struggle with is dealing with the baby fat, because during the course of pregnancy your body changes, the hormonal changes and all that makes you, add more weight, the food cravings and all of that, because there's tendency for you to eat more and baby is sucking. But there was something that stood out for Mrs. Gbotemi here. She was able to discipline herself. Like, I knew her when she was pregnant. I remember how big she was. And you see how slim she is.
I'm not there
yet.
yet.
And she's not there.
I'm not there yet.
Viewers, if you are watching and you're like me here, we're still struggling, jogging, trying to deal with the weight. Mrs. Gbotemi is here to give us some few tips. So share with us how you're able to handle the baby fats and dealing with,
Okay, so I was on the big side before I lost weight.
Okay.
And then, that was years before I got married. So I think I'd learned the trick of weight loss at that phase.
So it was easier for you.
Well, it wasn't like it was easier because sometimes you think you know it, but it would then not work for you, So because I know that I have the tendency to be plus size, not just plus size, like plus. I made up my mind from the beginning that as soon as I deliver my baby, I was going to get into dropping the baby fat, because I know that if I don't drop it, I am going to add more to it, and it would then be really, really difficult to get back to shape. So it was just before lockdown.
Okay.
I knew that I had gained a lot of weight. So at the time I got pregnant with him, I had gained weight before I got pregnant with him because I had a miscarriage before. And so I got married at about 61 thereabouts, kg. And so with the first pregnancy, before the first pregnancy, I added a bit, and then with the first pregnancy and all, I got to 70. So I gained like about 10 kgs from before marriage. So I knew that it would increase. But it was something at the back of my mind. I don't know if you check my status sometimes. So even during pregnancy, I would always upload my before pictures of when I was very tiny. It was to remind myself that how you are here right now, but you have to get back to that weight. So I do that to myself a lot. I go back to my old pictures just to remind myself that I cannot remain in the size that that I was in. So at the point where I gave birth to Samuel, I then got to 92 kgs. So I gained 25 kgs with this pregnancy. Yeah. Whoa. I gained a lot. It was like
I can remember
triple effect. I gained so much with this pregnancy. So at the point when I then gave birth to him and then I had difficulties with breastfeeding.
Okay.
I had like very huge difficulties. My breast wasn't coming out, it was engorged. So people were recommending different things, take milk, take Milo, take this. So I was just taking everything in just to make sure that to make sure that I was, making enough breast milk to feed the child. So I gained much more even with it. So at the point when lockdown was starting, and then I was trying to push work and go. But at the when lockdown was happening, I made up my mind that during lockdown I wasn't going to hard work because people were worried about gaining weight while staying indoor and all. And I knew that if I don't become conscious of starting my weight loss journey at that point, I would add more to it, and then it would then become very difficult to go back to where I want to be. So, talk less of the fact that I had lost weight myself before. I knew it was different. At that point, I was single. I could decide not to eat. I was doing intermittent fasting a lot, and that helped me. Really but I knew that I was still breastfeeding. Like I'm still breastfeeding even till now, and there's a limit to how much I can fast, and how much food that I can restrict myself from eating. Because at that point, when I first lost weight, I cut carbs out totally. My diet was very strict. Very strict. Very strict.
That's very difficult for me because I love food a lot.
Yeah, so I know that I can't do the very strict diet. So I went online and I checked a lot of people out on Instagram. So I found a lot of weight loss experts and all. So I subscribed to one of them. It cost a lot. But I know that I needed it desperately. So as much as it cost a lot, I still decided I was going to opt for it. So what they do is they put you in a group of people. Okay. So it's more like a support group. They put you in a support group, and they set targets every week. So we had targets to meet every week. They give us the number of calories we have to burn, and we have to like check in with the coach will check in with us every week. So you have to send in your stats every day and send in your meal plan.
So like daily you send your meal plan.
You send everything that you use daily to the coach, and then you send in your workout stats to the coach. Sometimes we have to record videos of you working out and then just to make sure that you're doing it. So yeah, accountability was the core of the group, and that was what we were paying for really. So I paid for I think about 2 months, and the moment I understood the whole process and I got the trick of everything, I just kept running with it. So what we do every day is they encourage us to at least run or walk 10 kilometers and try as much as possible to burn a minimum of 500 calories daily. And so sometimes they also give us indoor workouts to do. Sometimes it's dancing, sometimes it's cardio. It's just a lot of, just to make it fun and also the diet. So the diet wasn't very strict, but one thing that we taught was portion control. Sometimes we think that we need to eat so much to produce milk, but the truth is you don't need to eat so much.
And that's why so many mothers add weight, because you're struggling to lactate.
Yes. So you don't need to eat so much. You just need to eat the right food.
Portions.
And then you need to eat the right food in the right portion.
Okay.
So
right food,
portion. The right food and the right portion, and that was one of the things that I learned. So I was eating everything. I could eat rice, I could eat my vegetables, but it would be in controlled portion, and they were encouraging us to do more.
Please help me get my baby.
They were encouraging us to do more vegetables and fruits, and and that was it. So
it was helping.
And it was helping. So I became very, very strict and committed to the process. But not because I was paying, but because I know I had a goal that I'd set for myself. So I told myself, even if I don't get to my whole weight, I must get close to it. So my ideal weight is supposed to be 65. So that's another thing. You also need to calculate your BMI and also get to know your ideal weight. So my ideal weight should be 65. That's the normal weight because of my height. I'm not very tall. So my ideal weight should be 65, and I started at that point at 90 because I started doing my own little indoor stuff and run around the compound just at the point that lockdown was starting. So I dropped about 2 kgs just before, and that was in June. I started my weight loss journey actively 1st of June, and at that point I was 90.8 kg. 90.
So what's your present weight?
Well, as of yesterday I weighed 70.9. So I dropped 20 kgs so far.
That's a whole lot.
Yeah, so far I dropped 20 kgs. So I think majorly it's commitment, it's determination, it's discipline. You just have to, be committed to the process. It will not happen overnight. I told you I started in June. June till now is
It's
many
like about
months?
6 months.
Yeah, you see, so it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, but eventually you would get to your goal. And the thing is, people get discouraged in, when you get to the middle of it, like you get tired, like you feel like you're living a restricted life. But one thing that helped me was my focus was on the goal. Like I saw that picture every day. I had this particular picture on my phone and I looked at it every day to say, Temi, this is where you're going back to. So it keeps me running. It keeps me running. And my husband was also another check for me, He would say, now you're eating that. You know how much money we paid.
So your husband was actually conscious.
Yes. Although he would usually say, no, I don't. It's not like I want you to lose weight, but if you want to do it, then fine. Do it. And weight loss for me was more like self-care. I was spending time taking care of the family, taking care of the baby. The only thing I could do for myself was to get back to shape. So weight loss for me was self-care.
Yeah, self-care is a way of treating yourself.
Yes, so weight loss was treating myself. So it was one thing I felt I was doing for myself. So yeah.
I think what I would love to say with regards to all that you have said now is that it's something besides being intentional. It's something we have to do with joy.
Yes.
I think my own challenge is, I'm trying so hard to lose this weight, but I'm not enjoying the stress, like exercising. Mothers in the house, I'm sure you can relate. I hate jogging.
So I also do not like doing the rigorous workout and having to, although I do them,
it's like a punishment.
I have to, do the cardio, sit up and, jumps and all. I don't like them. But one thing that I enjoy is walking. Okay. So I would walk from here to Durban Boys just by driving port. So that's like 10 kilometers from here.
Wow.
So I would walk, and it's a mix of walking, running, jogging. It's a mix of everything. Yeah. So every day I make sure that I count in 10,000 steps, a minimum of 10,000 steps. So instead of having to, so I'm just saying for people, now that we live sedentary lives, like we get to sit down for so long and all. What we can do to help ourselves is days that you need to, so where you need to take a lift, use the stairs. And
things like that.
Yeah. Where you need to go to the shop and you can drive down, the shop is just around the corner, take a walk. Walk around the house. I don't know if you, it's only during lockdown that I realized that I can do 10 kilometers inside my house.
Whoa, not on a treadmill.
No, inside the house. You just keep. At that point, there were points where I wouldn't be able to go out because of the baby, because I had to look after the baby. Sometimes my husband would not be home and I had to stay with someone. So I would just keep walking and running around the house in a circle just to meet up. Because it's a must to meet up. I must send in my start to the coach every day. And we're all mothers in the group. So you cannot come and complain to say, it's because of my baby. Like, yes, we know. That's why we are here.
Mothers, this is a challenge for you, especially first-time mothers.
That's why we are here.
Don't sit with that excuse.
No, we would always have, so one thing the coach would always tell us is your excuse would always be tangible. Like you would always have excuses that would be tellable. Like, my baby is not allowing me, it's very valid. But the truth is, it's not acceptable. It's valid but not acceptable.
I think that helped you a lot.
Yeah, and because even at the point when I exited the group, I told myself that my excuses are tangible, but they are not acceptable. So you just have to keep at it. Keep working, keep running, keep exercising, and keep watching what you eat.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gbotemi. Viewers, if you are watching, I've learned something today. Besides the fact that we set a goal, just being intentional and be focused. She had to be focused by visiting how she wished to look like or how she wants to go back to. So I think with myself and the story so far, my story now. I also started the jogging and I was busy, bragging on Facebook. Wow, we're starting the journey. Watch me, guys. And
that worked for me also.
It worked for me.
So sometimes, so I remember when I was starting, just when lockdown started, so I deliberately put myself out there. So I showed a picture of when I was very tiny and a picture of what I was looking like then, and I also uploaded pictures of where I was working out. So many people would always check in on me, like, I hope you have not. Sister Favor was on my case, like a lot of people were on my case, like, I hope you have not stopped. So, and I just keep telling them thank you, just keep checking in, like,
it
you know,
was
it will
helping
keep.
to push you.
And so it was also about not disappointing people. Like
not
even
just
if you relax now, it's not just going to be you.
I remember,
like so many highs are on you
I
right
remember
now.
the neighbor of mine. I told you about the neighbor of mine I was joking with. She told me, said, like, put yourself out there, and you have made me responsible because you put myself as your coach. So she was so intentional about knocking on my door, calling me out to
I think sometimes you need to put yourself out there. You need somebody to check you.
It helps you.
And that was why after I joined that group, I also started a group for mothers and people who are willing to join.
Wow, that's nice.
And so I try as much as possible because people are also looking up to me in the group. So it was also I tell them every time, like I did not create the group for them. I also created a group for myself so that as much as I'm not paying and they're not also paying me, but we're getting the support from each other. I get to motivate them and I get the push from them also, which I need. So
because you can't afford to.
No. Because okay, so I told you I weigh 70. I still have about 5 kgs to drop. Yeah, it's a continuous journey. Even at the point when I drop my 5 kg, I still would not relax because there's every tendency to get back to it. So you have to. It's a continuous journey, and you know it's not. I don't see it as a journey, or I see it as a lifestyle right now.
Yeah,
that I've come to embrace. Like, I've dropped the life of having to, eat and not be conscious of what I eat. Now I am very conscious and deliberate about what I eat, and it's my lifestyle now. It's my lifestyle now.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gbotemi. Let's talk more on, prioritizing your needs, because as a mother, sometimes we need time for ourselves to do our things. If you're studying, if you're working, business, meeting up with schedules, sometimes prioritizing these things when there's a baby that is taking your whole attention. As we can see with Samuel now, he's full of everything. So that babies like that need a lot of attention, bubbly babies. So, but while we're emphasizing on this, is that so many mothers get overwhelmed, and they are not able to meet up with their targets probably for the day and goals they've set for themselves generally. Can you just give us an advice? I understand that you just rounded up your PhD. Share with the viewers how you were able to manage your time schedules and prioritize family time.
Okay, so Summer was a little bit younger than he was younger during lockdown. And I will just start from lockdown period, because before lockdown I had my mother-in-law, so she was staying at home with him while I go to school and work. So that period was easy for me because she was around to carry him during the day. I take over from her when I get back home at night. Although it's not like I completely left everything to her, but at least she was there to hold the weight when I was not there, and I had rest. That at least somebody would take perfect care of him, was at home with him. So that helped at that time. And even before my mother-in-law came, I had support from a lot of people who would come around and help him. But during lockdown, I had to stay at home with him and also do work. And so it was one thing I had to learn. I had to
time
learn
management.
that. So during the day, he wants you to carry him, he wants you to play with him, he wants you to feed him. And so it was really difficult saying I want to walk during the day, And so anytime he takes a nap, I carry my laptop quickly and
do something,
do work. And time that he's playing by himself, he doesn't want to cling to me, I do work. Clean the house, cook quickly. Sometimes I have to put him on the back, just to do work. So what I do was I was working mainly at night.
Okay.
So it was difficult because then you wouldn't be very strong during the day. Yeah, I had to just sacrifice. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to finish work. Yeah. So I would push work during the night. I would sleep early hours, maybe around 3, push work from around. So he sleeps around 10, 11. Sometimes he doesn't sleep early also. So sometimes I just try to force him to bed. I go to bed with him, breastfeeding, he sleeps, I leave him there, and then come back to push work. So I sleep around 3, 4-ish thereabout. And then we sleep together till around 11 or 10 in the morning. So usually my day starts very late. My day starts around 11 or 12 because I didn't get to sleep at night. So I cover up for that early hours.
That's
of the day. So I'm able to push work at that time. And then when we wake up, I take his birth, we take our bath, fix food and all, and then I start my day. When he's sleeping again, I get to work, When he's sleeping again, I get to cook and clean the house, and sometimes I have to put him on my back if he's not sleeping and I really need to do one. So one thing that helped me was I plan my day every day.
I think
so I have a to-do list for every day.
Absolutely.
I can open my phone and you would see. So there's this part on my phone where you can record everything that you need to do every day. So every day I write, I need to get the groceries, I need to clean this place. So I try not to overwhelm myself with work. So I divide my work, because even at that time nobody could come in to help you clean the house, and you have to keep your house clean. So I tell myself, today I'm cleaning the bathroom. I don't do everything at the same time. Today, you get tired and you exhaust yourself, and you would also not be useful for the baby. So you have to prioritize work and just split work into different days. So I tell myself, today I am doing my corrections from my supervisor, I am cooking. Maybe today I'm just going to boil the meat. I'm not going to cook the soup today.
Completely.
Yeah, I'm just going to boil the meat and maybe grill the meat and put it in the freezer. And then tomorrow I'll blend the pepper.
I love that, because I'm also
tomorrow I blend the pepper, because I know I can do everything.
Because sometimes I think we overwork. Like myself, I overwork myself. I really want to get everything done and lie down and feel very accomplished
with a baby.
It is very hectic. So viewers, if you are watching,
I split my work. Today I clean the bathroom. Or tomorrow I'm doing the laundry. Tomorrow I'm doing something else. So I split work such that by the end of the week I have covered everything that I need to do. The house is clean, my family is well fed, and I'm also doing my work. Like, it's not affecting my work. So yeah, it will take a lot of sacrifice. You might have to sacrifice your sleep. Sometimes I say I wake up late, but there are days that I have to wake up early. You just take like a few hours of sleep, and during the day I also get to sleep when you're sleeping, But I'm not a very good sleeper during the day. I don't get to sleep during the day. So
usually people are not.
So it's just about splitting your work into bits and not overwhelming yourself. Because if you overwhelm yourself, you get tired. You'll not be able to, you get burnt out. You'll not then be able to achieve, you will not be productive.
Yes.
So learning to split out the works. But one thing that I have not learned to do is self-care, But and it's one thing that you need a lot as a mother.
Pampering yourself.
You need to take care of yourself.
In any way that you should, very important, especially in this motherhood series.
It is very important to take out time for yourself. It's not being selfish. It's not being irresponsible.
Because some people see you going for a spa massage.
No.
And actually it's not. You need that self-care.
There was a point during lockdown that every single bone in my body was aching. Like, I could literally feel the pains everywhere. And I just told myself, tell me, you need to take care of yourself. But I didn't know how to do it, and so from then I told myself, so the best I could do is just tell my husband, please can you help me rub my legs, please can you help me do this and that. But I know at the back of my mind that I need to learn self-care. You need to take out time. So there was a day that a friend called me and said, tell me, today you need to go out. So she took me to the beach and we took a long walk on the Stanley, I can't tell you how therapeutic that is.
Even the air you get there, the breeze.
It was like I was escaping from. It felt like escaping from so many things.
Permit me to add this. When I do this, I even post on media. I don't post to show myself. I just want mothers to know that we need this. I have a friend that also believes in that. So at least once a week, we go like the beach. If it's a run beach, we run. And she loves music. We'll put on the music and we dance. And we're running. And we're just little things that just, when we come home, we actually chat to ourselves that I feel refreshed. I feel rejuvenated. So it's a way to rejuvenate. It's not luxury.
I agree.
You just have to, be intentional about things like this.
You won't stop working. Work will not end. That's one thing I learned from my parents, that work would live long after you've even left, so long after you have left. So you just have to take out time to take care of yourself. It might not be in the most expensive way, but the little things. You see, days that I run, you see that 1 or 2 hours that I do with my 10 kilometers that I do.
It's a me time.
it's a me time. I get to reflect on different
things.
During that time, I get to plan. Okay, so when I get home, this is what I am doing.
Even for
there are so many times that I am stalled. You know, when you're doing PhD, there's so many times that you feel like you're not moving forward. Right? During that period that I take out time to go out and run, I begin to think about my work. Like, okay, so how am I going to?
Ideas,
and it works.
Ideas,
yes.
Thoughts. Tell me about it. Let's just run this up by you telling the viewers how to, make quality time for your spouses, because I believe that this is something that mothers struggle with. You spend so much time trying to take care of the baby, and
I agree that it happens to, well, I'm not sure if it happens to every first time mother, but I think it's a common process where your attention then shifts from the husband to the child, and it's understandable really that it's a little human that that doesn't come with a manual.
So there's no standard.
Yes, it's a little human that doesn't come with a standard about to manage him or her. But being intentional again about it is don't give up totally on what people used to do before the baby came. Try as much as you can to find time to incorporate the baby into your whole schedule.
Okay.
Find time for your husband, sit with him, talk to him, gist with him, if possible go out with him, take the baby along. Just make sure that you manage everything, because it's very easy to drift apart.
Absolutely, really. In that period.
Yes, because you're so overwhelmed with all the changes that you're experiencing, the changes in your body, changes in your routine, changes in everything, virtually everything. But trying as much as possible to combine and incorporate the baby into your whole routine would help. And also understanding each other. Communication. Like, my husband, this is how I am feeling, this is why we cannot do this.
Support as well. Things better.
Understand each other, support each other, but be intentional about your relationship with your husband.
Viewers, Mrs. Gbotemi has said a whole lot, and I believe that if you're watching, you must have gained one or two things from all that she has said. Do you have any take home for viewers?
Well, I think one thing that I learned is as much as you want to give your best to your family, you want to be the best mother any child can have, and you want to be the best wife any man could ask for, do not lose yourself in the process.
Very important.
Do not lose yourself in the process. I say it again to myself, time and time again, that it's not being selfish, it's trying to make sure that as much as you give your best to others, you're also not depriving yourself in the process. You're not sucking yourself dry in the process. So take time out to feel yourself. You give so much, so take time out to feel yourself. Don't just keep giving and giving without taking back. Take back love yourself, and don't forget your dreams, your aspirations, and all your set goals in the process. Strive to be the best mother, the best wife, and also strive to be the best version of yourself.
Thank you so much, viewers. Wow, I'm blown away. If you're watching, I'm sure you have gained something. Mrs. Gbotemi, thank you so much. This is something I want to also